Alright, good morning. It's Friday again, and today I'm doing chess number 5, but like last week, I'm doing another game showcase video as I actually woke up really late this morning and I don't actually have time to do a full 15-10 game as I wanted to. I really wanted to do a 15-10 game this morning, but I woke up too late and I don't have time. And last night, a friend actually suggested to me that I talk about that I bring up a something to briefly talk about these dogs in my neighborhood. These two dogs that are in my neighborhood that are um, basically being neglected. That I just wanted to talk about briefly, but I don't really have time to talk about that either as much as I want to because again I woke up too late. But this is a game I played with my dad back in Details. This was played back in 2018, and apparently it was September 13th. I don't know if that's the day the game began or the day the game finished, but either way, it was back in like sort of late 2018, mid to late 2018, so almost a year ago. And I was the black pieces in this game. My dad had the white pieces, and this was a game I probably will not forget as it didn't last very long. I'm showing you this game today because I don't have time to do a 15-10 game, so I'm showing you this short but awesome chess game I had. Basically, we'll say basically exposing my dad with the black pieces um, in just a short amount of moves. So my dad opened up with e4, and I played a little bit of again when I'm playing against my dad on chess.com. Sometimes I'll play, actually more often than not, I'll play moves that I don't usually play in the opening. Like here, I played knight to c6, which is actually called the Nimzowitsch defense. And I wanted to try it out on him because, why not? So I played, no, he played d4, which is completely normal in this opening, actually. And I played e5, sorry, e5, d5, attacking my knight from c to e7. And this is actually completely this is actually the best move for black. This is what black's supposed to play when in this opening when white pushes the pawn here. Um, I actually have played this opening a few times before this game, but my dad played queen to h5 here. I don't know what he was doing here. I never actually asked him why he played this move, but I guess it was just him doing it for fun. I don't know, maybe to. I'm really not sure why he played that, but I think I messaged him after he played that, put her back, or something like that. So I played knight to g6, and then he played f4. I played knight to f6, attacking the queen, and he played queen to d1. So already I'm definitely better developed. Two knights, and his pawns are looking pretty vulnerable in the center here. I played knight takes pawn on e4. So he plays pawn takes pawn on e5, and as you can see, that is not a good move, as after pawn takes pawn, well, actually here I'm only a little bit better. Not that much better, but still better. But after this pawn takes pawn move, it goes up a lot as I'm now a lot better, almost winning. So I played queen to h4 check. Now, if he plays a move like g3 here, then I can play knight takes pawn, and then he can't recapture because I take the rook. So instead, g3 is actually better than the move played in the game. He played the other move, which is king to e2. But if g3 is played, then there's no checkmating pattern. I'm still a lot better, but like, he'll survive longer if he plays g3. So king to e2 was played, and now as you can see, I don't know if you're looking up here, but I have a forced mate in 4 moves. I don't know if you can spot it, but I'll just sit here for a few seconds. Can you spot the mate in 4? The first move is queen to f2 check. Now the rest of the game was played out in nothing but conditional moves. And what conditional moves are is when you preset the moves when it's not your turn. When the moves are forcing, you can preset these forcing moves and then play what you would play after these forcing moves are played, and those are conditional moves. So when your opponent moves, you automatically move and you don't have to make the move. So I set the rest of the game. The rest of the game was set out in conditional moves. So the king to d3 is forced, and I played knight takes on e5 check. King takes knight is forced. I sacrificed the knight. f5 check. I sacrificed the second knight. Not one, but both knights here. I sacrificed the second knight. He played king takes knight. And now I can checkmate in 2 different ways. The first way is bishop to d6 checkmate. And the other one is a little bit more fun. It's more fun to checkmate with a pawn. I played simply d6 checkmate. So I checkmated my dad in the center of the board. Probably not a game I will ever forget. I'll probably remind him about it sometime in the future, but yeah, I don't even know if he remembers this game actually, but d6 checkmate, and it was an 11 mover. If we go back to the beginning, you can see right here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, an 11 mover. He brought his queen out and then back. Terrible decision. Completely lacked development. Taking that pawn was terrible, and this was just a 4-move forcing double knight sacrifice checkmate with a pawn in the middle of the board. And when you checkmate someone like that in the middle of the board that early in the game, it is very satisfying. So a little bit of a short video today. Don't really have that much time, like I said. And I'm also not feeling that great lately. Not at all, really. And I think that's going to do it. An 11 mover. My dad was rated a lot lower than me at the time. But yeah, still an 11 mover. Always amazing when you can checkmate in 11 moves, especially like that. Well, yeah, I will hopefully be back next week. Catch you later. Oh, why did I say catch you later? What the heck?